Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show where we bring you inspiring stories on how volunteers and nonprofit organizations are transforming lives and making a difference every day right here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Florence Jewell. In this show, we explore how Montgomery County Public Schools student service learning requirements deepen students' learnings and shapes hearts. Beyond grades, students find purpose, grow through giving, and begin to understand who they truly are. In the second half of the show, our guest host, Alexandra Palencia, a summer intern at the Montgomery County Volunteer Center, sits down in a student-to-student conversation with the 2025 Montgomery Service Award recipient for the Youth Volunteer of the Year, Arna Gandetti, a rising junior at Walt Whitman High School and the founder of Helping Hands for Humanity. Joining me in the studio is Donna Kleffman, Coordinator, Student Leadership and Service Learning Division of School Leadership and Improvement for Montgomery County Public Schools. Donna oversees one of Maryland's impactful graduation requirements at MCPS, Student Service Learning, a mandate for graduation. Under Donna's leadership, students learn to see and know how this requirement is a catalyst for civic growth, leadership, and personal transformation. Let's begin. Welcome to the show, Donna.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you to the show. Donna, we want to start off with a little fun, so I'm going to do some quick rapid-fire questions. Are you on the board with
Absolutely.
that? Okay. So first of all, favorite part of your job as a coordinator?
So I have two. I love working with students and connecting with them to be able to help others. And I love working with all the nonprofit organizations that are out there doing good in the community and wrapping students into that work.
Awesome. Okay, one myth about student service learning that you want to bust.
That SSL is boring. A lot of times students think that it's because it's a requirement, it's run-of-the-mill, it's boring, it's not interesting, but really we have lots of fun and creative opportunities for students.
Okay, and then finally, one word to describe the MCPS students.
Oh, they are incredible. Our
wow.
students are incredible. They are so kind, they are so giving, they really want to step up and do great work, and they have such big hearts.
Thank you for playing this game with us and having fun. So let's zoom out and talk about student service learning. What is it? The process? What do you want to share with our listeners today?
Absolutely. So student service learning is an experiential learning program. It allows our students to take what they're learning in class and apply it to the real world to authentically create change in their communities and support people who have needs. It is a graduation requirement. It is definitely the graduation requirement that we say with a smile because it's the best type of learning, right? It's our chance for our students to be able to see how they can be powerful change makers, how they can create change in their communities, how they can see a need and fill it. And it also gives them a great opportunity to explore some careers, to have some meaningful mentorships with adult leaders in the community and learn from those experts in the field. To be able to acquire transferable skills and develop some core competencies that they can bring into future experiences. And most of all, to really enhance their wellness and their well-being, because we all know when we do something good for someone else, it really helps support our own growth and our fullness within ourselves as well.
Awesome. And listen, what are some of the myths or do's and don'ts of SSL?
Great question. So start early. Okay. We definitely want our students to start early. They can start the first day of summer after they finish 5th grade. And they have all of middle school and high school to earn the 75 hours that are required for graduation, but they don't have to stop there, right? They can continue to earn hours beyond those 75. They can continue to reach for our awards. We have 2 awards that students can access. One is a middle school award where if they finish all 75 hours while they're still in middle school, they earn the Superintendent's SSL Award. And if they are a high school student, if they earn 240 hours or more by their senior year, they will get the Certificate of Meritorious Service, which comes with a special purple tassel to wear as well. So there are lots of opportunities for our students that we partner with nonprofit organizations, we partner with school staff members to host these opportunities for our students. They have lots of time to get those opportunities in, but we really want them to do as many of the hours as they can in middle school, and then to go beyond those 75 past that. When we think about some of the ins and outs of the programs, right, they have to find an SSL opportunity, they've got to earn hours and complete SSL forms that document those hours, and then we track their progress towards their graduation requirement and report that back to the state.
Wow, you do a lot. And so in terms of outside of the school and inside the school, can you talk a little bit more of how the host coordinators are coordinating those opportunities within the school?
Oh, sure, absolutely. So we have all of our staff members can host service learning opportunities for our students. They can do it in class if it's tied to a curriculum-based project. So we do have about 50 of the 75 hours built into the school core courses, where our students do projects with their teachers and they implement those projects and they earn hours through those core courses. The other 25 and beyond are ones that our students can do outside of those core courses. So that might be with other teachers in the building who have course-based projects. It might be during lunch or before or after school through clubs and extracurricular activities or teams that they're on. A lot of those student groups will do service together within the school building, and our staff members can supervise and host those service projects. And then we have staff members who work with outside nonprofit organizations to organize opportunities for our students as well.
Wow, you've got a robust program. So talk about some of the success around the program. I'm excited to hear some of the successes that you have.
Absolutely. So during the 24-25 school year, students earned a total of 2.4 million service learning hours in Montgomery County. That's all of our students combined from grades 6 through 12. About 1 million of those hours were performed out in the community, so outside of their schoolhouses with our local nonprofit partners doing good work in the community. And then the other half were through those course-based hours, through the projects that teachers are doing with their students in class or the projects that are being offered during lunch or before or after school.
Wow, congratulations to you and your students. Now, I know that you're looking to enhance it and be inclusive. Talk about what you're doing in terms of equity and inclusion.
So there is a lot behind equity, right? There's really two categories I think of. One is increasing access to information about the program, right? And then increasing access to opportunities. So we really work hard as a unit and as a county to figure out how is it that we can get information out about the program, because there are ins and outs to it, right? There are things that count and things that don't count. There are processes and forms and deadlines that our students and families have to be able to navigate. And so we're always looking to put out more information through every communication outlet possible, kind of tapping various staff members to say, hey, talk about SSL, because when we talk to our students, they're really saying we only know about it if someone talks to us about it. If a friend talks to us about it, if a parent talks to us about it, if a staff member talks to us about it, that's how we know. So just growing those communication channels, making sure that students and families are all very aware of the requirement of where they can go to for resources, how they can find out answers to their questions, right? So just getting that program information out. I think the other piece is really increasing the access to the opportunities. So what can our students do, right? What are the service learning opportunities that are available to them? We work very hard at the school level to make sure that there are plenty of opportunities for students to take advantage of at school. If they can't, get off school campus, if transportation is difficult or they have busy outside lives that they can't, access those opportunities otherwise, we build in opportunities at the school that students can jump into. But we also really encourage those students who can get off campus to go ahead and take advantage of the opportunities that are outside of the school building. And we network with as many nonprofits as possible to get those opportunities up and running, so that it's easily accessible for students in their local neighborhood, right? We're looking to touch every part of the county in any way possible.
Wow, you've got a robust, as I said, program. So if a parent is listening or watching us, what advice or what takeaway can you share with them about the program?
So I would definitely say check out the Montgomery County Volunteer Center website. That is where we post all of the opportunities. Our office actually looks at every single opportunity and makes sure that it counts for the SSL program. I would say when you're working with your students and having them look at that website, to not just pick the first opportunity, right? Really give your students some opportunity to look around, see what they're interested in, right? What community speaks to their heart, who do they want to serve, who do they want to work with, and then kind of do an inventory of their talents and skills, right? Because that's what they can bring to the table when they're serving with these nonprofit organizations. So I think the Volunteer Center website is the best place to start. I think another place for parents to go to is their school-based SSL coordinators. So every school has an SSL coordinator that they can reach out to and contact and find out about opportunities that are at the school or opportunities that are in the local neighborhood that their students can access.
Wonderful. Well, we certainly are going to put that information out on the Make a Difference show. And so as we wrap up, what is something that you want to leave with the audience that maybe I didn't ask you a question about?
Great question. So I think that a lot of times our students are thinking, because it's a requirement, it's a bore and it's a chore and it's just something they have to do. But I really love to think of the program as something that our students get to do, right? They get to make a difference. They get to have an impact. And they just have to figure out what they can plug into that fits what they know and what they love. And then it's not going to be a bore. It's not going to be a chore because it's going to be something they're truly invested in. So ask questions. Our students, I really want them to ask us questions before they go to an opportunity, find out if it qualifies for the SSL program and if it counts, and then we can walk them through the rest of the process.
Okay, and then one last rapid fire question.
Sure.
Your go-to word when you are planning a SSL event?
Great question. So our students, we always keep our students in mind, right? And how they can give back to the community and how they can meaningfully engage in the program, because we know that's what's going to keep them coming back.
Thank you, Donna. This has been enlightening and informative, and I'm so grateful you're in the leadership role leading the SSL program for MCPS.
Thank you.
When we return, the guest host, Alexandra Palencia, a student summer intern at the Volunteer Center, will host a student-to-student conversation with the 2025 Montgomery Serves Award Youth Volunteer of the Year winner, Donna Kleffman, the founder of a 501c nonprofit called Helping Hands for Humanity. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your guest host, Alexandra Palencia, a summer intern at the Montgomery County Volunteer Center and a third-year student at the University of Maryland pursuing a Bachelor of Science in International Relations. In this segment, my guest is Donna Kleffman, a rising junior at Walt Whitman High School and the 2025 Montgomery Serves Award Youth Volunteer of the Year winner. Donna is making a significant impact in Montgomery County through her nonprofit Helping Hands for Humanity, Inc., founded to combat educational inequities and poverty. The organization provides peer tutoring, mentoring, and STEM enrichment programs. Welcome to Make a Difference show, Donna. Congratulations on being 2025 Montgomery Serves Award Youth. Tell us a little bit about that experience, about yourself, your school, your interests, and what drew you to service learning.
What drew me to service learning, I feel like I've just always wanted to help people. I don't know, it captured my attention, and I feel like I've always wanted to do it. So I've been at Walt Whitman for 3 years now. I'm a junior just like you.
You made such a meaningful impact as a high school student. When did you first realize that young people could be powerful agents of change?
I feel like from a young age, especially when I was in elementary school, I've always loved to learn, and I've always wanted other people to learn as well. So I kept seeing change makers as adults, and they always had power, and they could always make a difference, and I wanted to do that too, and I kept questioning, why couldn't I? So when I got to middle school, I decided that enough was enough, and I would start trying to make a difference in every little way that I can. So I founded Helping Hands for Humanity.
Wow. And one of your standout projects involves using AI-powered educational bots for early learners. How did that come about, and what impact have you seen so far?
So we probably all know that AI is becoming more and more prominent in our day-to-day lives. We use it so often, and we at Helping Hands for Humanity thought that why couldn't we integrate AI with learning, with children at an early age? So if you teach children at an early age and you plant the seed of curiosity, then they'll be set for life. They'll always want to learn, and they'll always want to better themselves. So our goal with our AI program, AI for Early Learning, integrates robotic tools, AI robots, to ignite curiosity and teach them a fun way to learn. So we partnered with a AI robotics company, and we're meeting with children from elementary schools and preschools, and we're just introducing this program to them. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next.
Definitely. I know it's going to be wonderful and really impactful. So your Nutrition Powers Education program recognizes the link between hunger and academic performance. What have you learned from working directly with students and families through this initiative?
So I know what it's like to be hungry when you're trying to learn. I cannot even think, let alone process information when I'm hungry. So the last thing I would want is for students to be hungry. So we took the initiative to deliver food to students who don't have access to food over the weekend, and we want to power their learning. So collaborating with social workers at schools, we provide food for these students. And I think what I've learned through this process is each meal is not just food on a plate, it's a step towards reducing poverty and building a brighter future.
Amazing. The Pass It On program is such a creative way to share resources like SAT materials. How do you identify gaps in access? How do you decide what to tackle next? And tell us a bit more about this Pass It On program.
So everyone needs help, right? I myself know how expensive like AP and SAT materials are. I had to buy a ton, so I don't want other students to struggle with, cost to education, like prices, and just like struggle to get a hold of these materials to like better their education. So I took the initiative to start a program, the Pass It On program, which recirculates AP and SAT materials throughout schools. And I want to introduce this program nationally and create the culture of students helping students around the country.
It's wonderful. I wish we had something like that when I was in high school. Definitely would have benefited from it, so I really appreciate what you're doing for others. So you've earned 2 Gold Presidential Volunteer Service Awards. What does that recognition mean to you personally?
I'm really honored and grateful to be able to get this recognition. I think it's just really encouraging, and it tells me that hard work really does pay off, and your age and your status as a student doesn't restrict you from making a difference.
What advice do you have for other students who want to lead service projects but don't know where to start?
Don't be afraid to get help, because honestly, when I first started, I never wanted to accept help. I never wanted to ask for help. The truth is, you can make quite a difference on your own, but when you have a community of people that's willing to help you and willing to contribute to your cause and what you want to do, the impact you make will be so much greater than if you just try to achieve it by yourself. So I feel like don't be afraid to accept help. I would also say don't be afraid to start small, because a lot of times you can be doing the littlest things like just volunteering, and you may think it's not making a difference, but it is. So I would say don't be afraid to don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to start small.
Wonderful. And you've mentioned wanting to address global issues by starting locally. Why did you choose poverty reduction as your focus? And how do you see education playing a role in breaking that cycle?
So in middle school, I remember there was this assignment that required me to research world problems. And I remember seeing that there were so many problems that just simply couldn't be solved. And I thought I could take that opportunity to try to make a difference, to try to contribute to one of these problems. Some of them included like public health, deforestation, hunger, poverty. So I decided that poverty would be my best bet because a lot of the problems like world hunger and education, it falls into the category of poverty because people who are poor can't afford learning tools. People who are poor can't afford food. And I feel like tackling poverty would make the greater difference.
What's next for Helping Hands for Humanity? Are there any upcoming projects or goals you're excited for?
I feel like the ultimate goal is just to reduce poverty. That's been my goal from the start. I want to educate people so that they can get out of that cycle because poverty is a cycle that can only be broken with education. So through education, I want to reduce poverty. And that's the ultimate goal.
If you could share one message with the youth of Montgomery County who want to make a difference, what would it be?
Don't be afraid to start small. If you see an opportunity, take it, don't hesitate. If you see an opportunity that you can make a change, just don't think twice about it. If you support our mission and you want to help, don't be afraid to reach out and be an ambassador. You can help us in many ways, and you can contact us at ambassador@hhhumanity.org. That's all I have to say.
And I was wondering, what has been the most impactful thing you've learned in your journey of service, and what is something you want students to know about service?
The most impactful thing about service is my community. I feel like my team is super important to me. I feel like I've gained so many friends, so many allies, so many people that just want to do the same thing as me. I really appreciate having that many people around me, and I really thank them. So I feel like the thing I've learned the best is community. Yeah.
And are there any mentors or other students that have really helped guide you through this process of starting your nonprofit?
My mentors are definitely my parents. I wouldn't be able to do anything without them. Especially in the beginning, they did a lot of stuff for me, and I couldn't have done anything without them. And yeah, I honestly am so grateful. And going further along my journey, I took the help from a lot of volunteers, especially in my neighborhood. A lot of my neighbors came to our house to volunteer, and I just thank all of them.
Amazing. And what do you think you're going to carry on from this journey into your future career?
Leadership. Leadership is the main thing. I know I struggled with it a lot before, and I feel like students in general, not just me, can benefit a lot from leadership. So take any leadership opportunity you get. Yeah.
If our viewers would like to reach you or have questions, what is the contact information?
You can contact us at info@hhhumanity.org or ambassador@hhhumanity.org. Or you can also visit our website at hhhumanity.org.
Thank you so much, Arna. Thank you to the Montgomery County Volunteer and the production crew for the opportunity to be part of this episode of Make a Difference. Back to you, Florence.
Thank you, Alexandra. That's it for this episode of Make a Difference Show. Congratulations to all our 2025 Montgomery Serves Awards honorees. A big thank you to our guests, Donna Kleffman and Arna Gandetti. Special thanks to my host, Alexandra Palencia, and the production and editing team at the County Cable Montgomery, and especially you for watching. I'm your host, Florence Jewell. For more information on volunteering, go to the Montgomery Serves Organization website or contact the Montgomery County Volunteer Center on 240-777-2600. Remember, change starts with you. Until next time, be inspired, involved, and be sure to make a difference every day.